Ok, mình nghe nhạc Thương không nhỉ? Alo, nghe tôi không á? Ok, thì interview thì phải mở mic chứ.
Ừ, rồi.
Okay, so hello, welcome to this interview. Thank you for agreeing to this interview. So I would like to brief a bit about this interview. Okay, so I will introduce myself first. My name is Minh Tuệ, and today our interview will be about uh, your experience as a language teacher in Vietnam, which is the purpose of this research. The process of these interviews will is that the interview will be recorded and transcribed to be used as material for analysis. And the interviewee your identity will be kept anonymous under an alias. And you can stop this interview at any time given. So, do you consent for this interview to be used as analysis material?
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, let's just begin with our interview, okay? So, firstly, thank you, hello, and thank you for agreeing to attending this interview. And I would like you to ask you a few questions, okay? And you are currently working as a language teacher, right? Where are you working at right now?
So currently I'm working as the Cambridge Language Center in Biên Hòa City.
Oh, so you're working at an English teaching center.
Mhm.
Okay, then it's great. How long have you been working as a language teacher?
So until now it's only 6 months.
6 months, okay, half a year. That is pretty long. And throughout these 6 months, how would you describe your experience? Could you put it into like three adjectives?
I think it's fun, interesting, and a little bit of chaos.
A bit of chaos. Great. Can you elaborate a bit more on why you chose these three adjectives?
So since I'm working with children, so they have a lot of energy and they also create a fun atmosphere in the class. But as they're also children, sometimes they make chaos in the class.
Ah, so your target learners are children, right? Can you
Yes, young children in elementary.
young children elementary. How are you? How do you usually teach them? Or what is your teaching approach for them?
And so basically, I just apply the teaching method with action associations. Like after each lesson, I let them review through activities, games that need them to compete with each other, or they have to like move their body so that light up the atmosphere.
Ah, is that so? And do you so you use a lot of exercises with a lot of activity, right? Moving
Mhm.
around and so on like that. Does that are they effective to young children?
Kinda, I think it's kinda effective, because they are young, so you cannot use much to talk with them. You have to let them experience through activities, games, body movement, so that
Oh,
they can remember the words, the
mhm.
grammar. Yeah,
Oh,
just basically, I think it's kinda effective.
I I believe so. I would believe so. Okay, that is great. Then I suppose might find you might find pleasure in teaching them, right? What do you usually find enjoyable in teaching in Vietnam?
Hmm, enjoyable. I think that just specifically in my working center, um, we have a lot of benefits, and the kind that we interact with each other is more like a family than a company. So it makes me feel at ease. We also have opportunities to, come to each other class and watch how they operate the class to exchange the experience. So yeah, that's what I think is kind of enjoyable.
Oh, yes. So, and that is the teaching environment, right? With your
Yeah.
working environment. And that is great. That is I see that is also an important aspect to consider when working as a teacher in Vietnam. And I would like to ask a bit more like, do you find teaching your target learners enjoyable?
Definitely, the children, so they really know how to like light up the mood, the telling shows, they create a positive energy in the class.
It's so very energetic, right? Really, oh, really lighten up the mood. So, and do you have any motivation in pursuing this career?
Frankly speaking, I'm aiming at getting the certificate to work in the university,
Oh, you aim
but
to
that's for
work.
long-term motivation. I'm on a long-term goal.
Okay. So, like, you want to work for a higher level teaching environment, right?
Yes.
And can you tell me can you tell me about what you are expecting from that environment?
So it will be more professionals, and students will have more learner autonomies. You don't need to tell them what to do much.
So, it's very, well, that seems like a great motivation for pursuing this career. So, you are starting with your current target learners, the children, right? Then are you going to moving up slowly, or are you furthering your uh furthering your study to aim at the top after you finish your study?
I think that I will go slowly, like from the elementary to secondary, then high school, and then university.
Mm, yeah, that's so. And okay, so that would be I believe that would be a long journey moving from young learner like children and elementary students to adult learners like university students. I believe there would be some difficulty. And let's take a look at that. And what do you find challenging in your current teaching career?
So for myself, I do feel that I still lack the skill for classroom management because when a young teachers um and then they teach in the class with a lot of kids, and kids have a lot of energy. If you don't have enough the energy to like know how to control them, how to manage them, then the whole class will be in chaos, as I said before. And I think that's one of my biggest challenge in teaching.
Is that so? So classroom management, right? So and I from the research from my observation, I saw that in some places, classroom management doesn't only end with controlling the children to behave
Yes.
and answering the question, right? So I believe I saw cases of classroom management also affect the duration of the class. that you couldn't finish the lesson on time. So do you have any encounter any challenges like that?
Sometimes, but not so frequent.
Ah, so most of the challenge, most of your difficulty comes from the controlling the class regarding the activity and the order of the class, right?
Yes,
Okay. So have you or how do you overcome them? Or have you overcome them?
well, to frankly speaking, I haven't overcome them yet, but I tried another way that like being friends with my learners so that we can have empathy or something in common, then it will be more easy for me to like not really order them to do this, do that, but at least have some respect from them to keep everything in control.
I see. So you are still working. Do you think this is a difficulty, a challenge that many new teacher yourself who have less than a year of teaching experience when working with children would have?
Definitely, I think that classroom management is also one of the most skills that
Mm,
teacher will gain throughout their years of experience. They
I
have
see.
gone through many years teaching of different environments so that they can know what exactly they need to do, and that definitely not a thing that new teacher can do.
Okay, that is a very great point. And how do you know, because currently you are still working on overcoming them, do you how do you work on your process? Like, how are you working on that process? Do you usually ask your senior or do you usually figure everything out yourself?
Both, I would say
Oh,
both.
uh-huh. That's so. Okay, so do you as you find classroom management a bit challenging? So I'd like to ask you a bit about do you find your target learners challenging in both in both classroom management and both teaching your vocabulary, grammars, pronunciation, etc. Other aspect of the skills of language teaching?
I do think so. Like, my target learners are young learners, so you cannot explain much to them because even if you explain really detailed, they won't understand. And the challenge you have to teach them um, in a way that they understand, but as seamless as possible.
Hmm,
And
I
that somehow make me remember that sometimes I just forgot that they are kids, and I
uh,
tend to talk a little bit academically or a little bit complicated, and then I suddenly have to change the tone and change the way I'm talking to them to make them getting what I'm teaching.
yes. So since mostly you have difficulty simplify them in the ways that children can understand, right? Uh, have you find other approach for for this overcoming this challenge? For example, using illustrations or pictures, or have them discovering the rules themselves, and have any of them
Currently, I tend to use the flashcards and the
flashcards?
pictures to make it more easy to imagine.
Um, so And do you find them effective?
Yeah. So basically, kids love pictures.
Okay. So uh, uh, so from what I've seen in many classes, the PPP, I saw that the PPP method is very effective in teaching young children. Do you usually use that method? And how do you organize the drills?
So yeah, I also usually use that technique. Um, for the drills, so as I said before, I tend to employ the games activities for them to try to rehearse the vocab or the grammar rather than just repeat it multiple times.
Oh, so, um, do you take so as a new teacher, but after working with children for about 6 months, do you have any advice on pursuing this career or on teaching your target learners for other young teachers or other teachers who just start their career? Do you have any advice?
I think that when working with children, the first thing you need to know is that you need to be patient.
Uh,
Definitely need a lot of patience.
a lot of patience. One might also need a lot of energy, right? Because they are very energetic. Do
Yeah.
you, yes, would you advise people who, you know, with more introverted into working in this career, or do you think they would be more suitable for learners who are a bit older?
It depends on their preference.
Hmm.
For myself, I'm also an introvert, but I still be able to work with children. So it depends on your person and your capability.
Okay, that is great. One final question. Do you as how will I say this? Are you happy with your working experience right now, and what do you hope to improve in the future?
Yeah, I'm happy with my experience. Um, and I also hope that I can gain more experience, gain more skills, and advice as well from both the seniors and the learners so that I can improve my teaching ability for the
Yes.
long term goals.
Mm, that is great. So this will bring us to the end of our interviews. And thank you for participating in these interviews and provide very insightful answers. And if you like, would if you would like to add anything, uh, would you like to add anything at the end of this
Mm,
interview?
no,
No. Okay. And once again, thank you for participating in this interview. If you have any problem, do contact me at any time. And goodbye, and thank you for for participating.
have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
上来好，
嗯哼，
谢谢大家。
好了，拜拜。